Hi, I'm Lauren Mundell. I'm the founder of Hi Curious, and I've been practicing the art of public relations for more than 20 years of my career and my life. And today I'm here to talk to you about the definition of PR. And I want to say that if you have no idea what the definition of PR is, public relations, no shade, no shame whatsoever. Most people who work in PR, their spouses or their parents have no idea what they do for a living. I want to make it super easy for you to understand what PR is. Public relations is relating to the public. As simple as that. So that means that everything you do as a company that the public can see, which is basically everything, is public relations. That means every time you talk about your business at a cocktail party or one of your employees does, that's public relations. It's talking to investors, that's public relations. Talking to the media, telling them about your story, that's public relations. Social media, public relations. It's what you push out, most importantly. It's the reputation that you earn by the stories that you tell and how you relate to people. A company can ruin its business with one tweet, but it takes years to earn a reputation with the people who you care about. We call those our stakeholders in public relations. So the old definition of public relations is managing your reputation, which in today's day and age, are we in control of anything? Are we able to actually manage anything? No. So we have to have a reputation strategy. And that starts with our values and continues through to authenticity, integrity, and building and earning trust with our customers, with our investors, with our employees, with all of our stakeholders. Many people think that public relations, PR, means getting publicity. It means media relations. Media relations is one very important piece of the public relations profession, but it is far from the only piece. Media relations is the practice of building relationships with people in the media who need your help to get them better stories, good spokespeople, and really the news just a lot faster. So the public relations professional who goes into the media relations practice is somebody who wants to work with helping the media tell good stories and helping their clients place stories with the media. That's media relations. The next practice within public relations is earned social media. You're going to hear the word earned a lot throughout this course. Earn. Nobody ever gave you anything for free, right? Your reputation is earned. So the way I define the practice of earned social media is a combination of what you put out, but how people respond to you back. And when you earn positive sentiment on social media, you know how hard that is. You know how hard you have to work for that. It doesn't, unless you have millions of dollars, it doesn't just blow up overnight. A reputation is earned by every single touch point that a company does. So your advertising, your social media, everything that you do, your reputation is earned. The next practice of public relations is issues preparedness. This is something that we're going to talk a lot about in this course, and brand reputation strategy absolutely fits within this category. Issues preparedness, I like to say that people who work in issues and preparedness is like, they know how, we know how to, when the shit hits the fan, they like unplug the fan, and then they have an entire blueprint for how to make sure that the shit stops hitting the fan, the fan never gets plugged back in. So basically, issues preparedness is knowing that something is going to happen to your business that you are going to have to manage, whether that be as benign as a troll hater on Instagram or something as serious as a product problem and a recall. You are going to have to build trust with your followers and with your community in order to help support you when something like this happens. This is why issues preparedness and reputation strategy are so hand in hand. The next practice within public relations is influencer relations and community development. This has become so important over the course of the past 10 years. A lot of people call influencer relations influencer marketing. As a public relations professional, I prefer to call it influencer relations. Similarly, like I just talked about how you build relationships with the media, where you help them, it's a two-way street. You help them with stories and they write stories on behalf of your client. Same thing with influencer relations. You help them. You give them things. You give them access to products. You also pay them. You provide them with the content that they need in order to make better content. So influencer strategy, influencer relations, and community development, which is not only developing your influencer community, but also your customer communities, your employee communities, and making everyone know what your values, mission, and the reason why you exist is. Because that is how you build a brand, and that is how you build reputation, by having many, many people become evangelists for your business. The next practice within public relations is internal communications. Of course, if you have a small company, you're probably going to be just like calling up getting on Zoom with the people that you work with and communicating the things that the company needs to know. But once companies start getting larger, internal communications is such an important aspect. Think about a company like Amazon or PepsiCo or McDonald's, and they have people all across the country, all around the world, who need to be communicated to in a way that makes them feel like they are a part of the culture at the company. And so internal communications is an entire practice. It's also a part of change management, and often is an internal part of the marketing team, and sometimes it sits within the HR function, but it's absolutely an integral part of the public relations practice, is making sure that the communication and the relationship between the company and the people who actually support it, the internal people, is strong. Okay, last, and there's a lot more, but for now, I'm just going to finish off with investor relations. Investor relations obviously can be its own entire practice, or it can be something that exists within public relations. So investor relations would be how you craft your messaging for your investors, your analysts. It's also helping CEOs write their annual and quarterly reports and phone calls. It's pitching good news stories, positive news stories to the press, and managing negative news stories when the stock is down or other challenges happen to a company. This is what investor relations is all about. And of course, as you can see, it's also very tied in media relations and all the other aspects of public relations. In each one of these videos, I'm going to be talking about brands I love. In some of the videos, I'm also going to be talking about brands I don't love or brand marketing that I don't love. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my absolute favorite brands, Peloton. It has had my heart since 2015. I fell in love with Robin Artzone and DJ John Michael, and I made it a point to join their live DJ ride every Friday night at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. I would jet out of work to be able to go to it, and I became so in love and enamored with the Peloton community. The Peloton community was full of diversity. Not only diversity of wellness, people were either getting started on their wellness journey, some people are major athletes, and the bike really fits for everyone. And they were all about diversity of thought, and also diversity of and inclusion across the board within their company. I believe they built an incredibly modern company. They focused so intensely on their community. It's one of the things that I use as a yardstick here at High Curious is, how would Peloton do this? Like, put the community first. I'll never forget when Peloton did an ad. It was probably like in 2017, and it was for their apparel, and they actually put their members in the apparel, and that was the ad. So instead of using models, instead of using their sexy instructors, they used real people who were their fans and followers. Not only that, every year it grows bigger, but they have something called Homecoming, where they bring everyone who is a Peloton fan to New York for a weekend of immersion in the lifestyle of Peloton. And, I just think that this company resonates so much with what a modern company should be and how they own their challenges. You may have heard that Peloton had very unfortunate news last year. A child was killed in one of their treadmills, and they owned a lot of their challenges. I actually do think they could have recalled the treadmill sooner, to be a little bit critical of their marketing. But I do think that ultimately they did the right thing and they handled it really well. Hearts up to Peloton. This is the brands we love section here in these videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. Peloton.